Hi, this is Chris from Orange Coast College's Art Department reviewing how to draw combined primitives in 3/4 perspective. All right, so what we want to do is we've got this worksheet here and we've got a variety of top, front, and side view combos to work from. And we want to do 8 small guys like this and one larger guy that's a little bit more developed accurately and with some shading. So let's jump right in and do an example of a small one like this. So I'm just going to pick an easy one like that guy. And I want to just make it about that size. And this is a good opportunity for me to do a little bit red pencil sketch. So I want to set up that box really quick. So I want to get really comfortable at doing cubes in perspective pretty easily. So I'm setting up, drawing lightly with my red color erase. And this looks like it's broken into thirds. So I've got this platform on the bottom that's about 1/3 of the way up. And then really all we've got this big arc. So we're coming tangent here and we're coming tangent here. Same with down here. That's really all we're doing. So I'm going to take my 08 and just draw in what's seen here, and then I'll trace with my sign pen. So let's draw these edges of the box. And then come in there, and right here, come in here. And then for a good measure, I'll drop in a little bit heavier silhouette line. So this is all just kind of estimated. This is what I'd call sketching. We're just kind of loosely doing stuff. I'm a little wide on that side of the cube, but it'll be okay. So what I want you to do is pick 8, maybe not this guy because he's a little easy, and just draw them out on a sheet of paper. Kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but you can pick from any of these guys. Then I'll choose a harder one here. I'm going to choose this guy for my more developed one. And to do that, I'm going to just put this off to the side to look at. And I might be able to work on this this previous box setup. But as we take a look at this, I notice this isn't really a 1-to-1-to-1 cube. Like this is a cube, that's a cube, that's a cube. Some of these guys are not. That guy's a little bit wider in front, same with that. This guy's a little bit longer on the side than he is in front. So they're not all cubes. Looks like about half of them are. So I could use this and maybe add a little bit to it. I could easily add some more there. That could work out. But also, I want you to get comfortable using just some basic 3-point perspective, 3/4 view grid. So you can download and print this, and maybe you only need the center. Maybe you reduce it to get more lines. Maybe you enlarge it. But I set up this file with some red lines going to the left vanishing point, some green going to the right, and some blue going way out for our 3rd point. And if you use the center of this, it's roughly where we want to be for 3/4 perspective. So pretty deep into the bottom, but still seeing the tops of things, the horizon lines way off the page. So I can do this as well as this for a setup. And it's handy to get us started. So I'm going to grab a bit of tracing paper. It's nice to have tracing paper just for setting things up. And I'm going to use my color erase pencils to start sketching this out. So when I look at this, I see this is kind of square on the front, but then this dimension is long. So if I just took those two sections, that's about square. So it almost looks like we've got 4 parts here and 3 parts there. So let's draw that cube. So I'm going to take, let's start here. Here's my leading edge. And I'm just freehand sketching. And I want to try to figure out, estimate where's about a 1-to-1 ratio. So how about right about here? And then if I was going to do this, if I wanted 1-to-1 ratio there, it's probably around there. But let's go a little bit farther because this is a longer than average. And so again, I'm freehanding here. We could take some straight edges and really take our time to do it. But for this style, we just want to work on getting good at freehand and estimating. So if I want to figure out some more things, like this line here looks halfway up the bottom of that circle, and that's where this looks like it's straight, and then it starts rounding over. So it'd be super helpful for me to know where halfway up is. So I'm going to use our principle of dividing by x's. So here's my halfway up line. I can transfer it there and there. Also, if I want to find the middle of this box for my top of my arch, I can do that. And this doesn't fall on a grid line. I'm just interpolating here. So I've got that split into quarters. And then what else do I need? Oh, I probably should take this little circle. Looks, I'm just going to say it's the bottom half of this top half. So somewhere in there is my square of which we can get a circle in. So here's my minor axis, and I'm going to draw an ellipse where I'm tangent on the 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9. But it's an ellipse with the minor axis heading off to that right vanishing point. And then right here, same idea, half of an ellipse. So I'm hitting my tangents here and coming back down here. And if we did draw the whole ellipse, it would come on here. Same idea, minor axis off to the right vanishing point. But it's only the top half that I'm really interested in. So let's divide this side up into quarters. So here, and this is where you want to get good at drawing straight lines freehand. So I've divided that in half. Now let's divide in halves again. So there's my first quarter, and then let's divide it the second half in half for quarters 3 and 4. All right. So this guy runs up to about here. This guy's into here. This guy's into here. Again, these sort of estimating skills is just something we want to work at. All right, I've got I'm going to draw my second arch, and I can kind of use the same one. I'm going to go tangent up to here, right? And then I know I'm going to arc over, and then this guy is going to follow. That same thing's going to happen here. So here's my center of this rear plane, and I'm going to want to hit my tangents. And I know I'm going to start heading over the other side. And then backside, here's my top, middle, tangents. And I could draw all those ellipses. I could find each square in perspective and draw the ellipse. But I kind of start to feel the rhythm here. On this plane, there's my halfway mark. I still need to find another hole in the back there. So again, I'm going to do an ellipse just like that. I'm going to draw a square in perspective, minor axis here, hit my tangents, make an ellipse, minor axis, same as there. It's like you can draw an axle as if these were wheels on an axle. And then lastly, I'm going to have a little hump that's going to come on through here. And it starts right at the bottom on my third quarter, and it goes up a little short of that circle, and then it goes back down, but I can't see it because it falls behind here. So this is a lot of setup marks, right? Let's take away our grid to kind of see what it is. We can see a little bit better here, but it still could be confusing, so it's really nice. I'm just going to switch to blue here. I'm going to just take what I've established and only draw the lines that I want to draw in pen in blue. All right, so this is all on my tracing paper. And next up, I'm just going to slide it under here for my final run. And I think what I'll do is I'll find my thinnest lines. Like I think that little interior corner of that arc, and maybe these circles, maybe that's thin or maybe that's medium. But let's do a 0.5 for thin. Ooh, that's a little wonky, but I suppose we'll live with that. Then let's do an 0.8 for just everything else. And then I'll go over that with a silhouette. So I'm going to draw my ellipses first because they're the hardest. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Connect the dots here. Probably could have taken that guy straight down. And then I'm going to grab my sign pen and just hit the silhouette here. All right, I can slide this guy out. Now I can kind of read that. There's some wonky things going on, but I think we've got the idea. Now I'm going to do some quick shading with my markers here. So I think I'll start with my darkest. I'm going to just do default lighting, so light coming from upper right. I think we'll have the vertical sides on the, light from upper left. Vertical sides on the right side, let's do 70, and let's do 40 for the verticals on the left facing, and then let's do 0 for top, but I don't really have much on the top, just the very top of those arches. Let's start with the darkest and then get lighter. Whenever I stroke the marker, I want to reinforce the direction, so I'm just going to go in this direction with my 70, I think that's what I've got here. It's looking pretty dark. And then when I start getting to the arch, I'm going to back off, and we'll take that up with the 60. And I want to kind of feel like I'm continuous with my lines there. And then also inside here, probably got 70. Going on there, and then I'm just going to find my way down a little more 60 here, maybe double stroke that as we go up. I've got a big gap in these pens between 60 and 70. And then I'll probably just start one stroking these. 50. $40, $30, $20, and $10. And then I want to kind of look at this arc. Where am I picking this up? I'm picking it up kind of in the 20 and 10. So let's do a little bit here. There's 20. There's 10. I could probably do a little 30 just for emphasis. Maybe down there on the bottom like that. And then I'm going to do some 40 vertically here. I'm sorry, not vertically, horizontally. So just to get a comfortable angle, I'm going to spin my pad. If I was really rendering, I might throw a gradation on here, maybe 40 to 30. If I have some gaps, that's all right in the industrial design style. That's part of the look. Especially if those gaps reinforce the directionality of the material. That's all good. Oops, went over the line a little bit. 2 points off. Then I need to get a little bit of that arc going on. I think I started with 70, so let's throw in a quick 60, and then on down. So this is a smaller tube, so it's going to have a fast transition. All right, other than a wonky ellipse, a little stray line, and a little stray marker, I think this is on the right path for what we're looking for. So your assignment is using this sheet. We want to pick out some ones to do. First, sketching small to get a feel for it, and then second, doing something about hand size that you can set up the perspective a little bit more accurately and have some room to use some markers. Now it's your turn. Good luck.